Alright folks, welcome to this exciting adventure where we're once again joined by the child AJ, and today we're going to go to a brand new cool abandoned spot that we've never seen before on the video, and we only noticed it for the first time yesterday, so we're about to go and try and get down to it. We're always respectful because obviously the farmers have got their fields planted with seed now, so we're not going to disturb any of that. There's a little abandoned house at the bottom of this hill, so we're going to go down in this adventure and try and record it. But we can't walk on this earth here because you can see how it's been sowed. So yeah, the adventure's real, folks. This is the little kind of side road that we're on. This farm's kind of between, well, not a farm, this house that we're going to is actually between Arbroath and Montrose. Look, there's another trainer here.
Somebody's lost their shoes.
Crazy, folks. But yeah, we're about to head down. It looks like there's a track down here, which is epic. Saves us having to tramp the crops. What an adventure, folks. Okay, it'll be cool to get in and record this without anybody seeing. Okay, and we'll get the footage, folks. To the landowner, we'll always come with greatest respect. Like, we're not down here doing any harm and stuff. It's cool just recording the history of like an abandoned house, and you often get a snapshot of like a time gone by, a little bit of Scottish countryside history. It could be probably a farm worker's house, or like kind of an estate house, because estates back in the day used to have a lot of workers. Like, oh, there's two birds just fleeing out of the grass. But aye, the estates used to have multiple gardeners, multiple farm workers, gamekeepers, and even some estates had gillies and that, and often on a Scottish estate, and they would all get the house as part of their job. But yeah, this is so cool, going to a unique, undocumented building here on YouTube. And it's cool that we can take the viewers along on the adventure with us. It's epic. Look at this landscape, folks. You can still see snow on the back hills in the distance. And I can see smoke rising from the burning heather up Glen Clova. Look at this now, folks. We've come down to this kind of yard bit at the bottom of this track, and we can now see the house. We're about a field's width away from it, and it looks epic. We're going to follow that fence line right down to it. It is crazy exploring places you've never been before. Like, this landscape down here is wild. This must have been a bit of a farm midden. In a few of our adventures we've seen old farm middens recently. Yeah, that's old like Brussels sprout shaws and stuff. It's likely that the lorry was sitting here getting loaded from the farm. Yeah, this is some hole here. We really need to just follow the lie of the land straight across here. Yeah, this is a strange, wow. This is strange, this bit of ground here. It's a massive hole. Let's go round that way and down. It's real adventures once again here on the channel, folks. Just check out this wild terrain that we're in right now. It's crazy the places you end up when you're looking for abandoned historical wonders, hidden within this magical Scottish landscape. Again, this is the sort of place, if the door's shut, we never force our way in. We like to just go and document the history that's left. Sometimes you can turn up and you can't even get in, but from a distance this house looks like the door is open. And it's cool to document often the wee houses like this before they get destroyed or even redeveloped. It's all often like a documentation of the history at a certain stage of the house's life. It's the history of Scotland in a small way. Here we are, folks. We're at the edge of the field now, which contains the cool old house. Yeah, we'd be best going over, I think, we'll have a look where that gate is. Looks like there's a double fence line, a triple fence line. But that field looks like they've been getting the silage off it. Yeah, it's a nice scene now, all these yellow bushes and stuff starting to come out. It's a real spring scene, folks. But there's so many midges out and about on a day like this, it's crazy. Here we go, folks, this is epic. I think that little shed building there has been like a bit of a horse stable or something. See, there could be houses just over there. Could be anything. But this is the wee house here that we came to look at today. And it looks crazy, we could see it from a distance. And like I say to the house owner and the landowner, we always come with the greatest respect. We are just wanting to document the history of a wee house like this. See the lie of the land? It's like there's been a road there behind it. Yeah. That must be the original main road into it. Wow, what a scene with the red brick. So cool, folks. Wow, look at the character of it. Sometimes they had long high chimneys to get the draft for the fire, or the fire wouldn't burn properly. Look at this, folks. Oh, there's a door there. Yeah, the door's open, folks. This is the best thing when we're coming to document history. There's a wee butterfly flying round. Yeah, look at the character of this wee door, the wee letterbox.
Careful with the roof.
Yeah, and watch out because this door's resting on this scene. Look, there's a bit of history. The old sheep clippers.
It's like he's had this as a stable.
Yeah, that's maybe what it's been. They've been using it as a stable for their horse, maybe, if they've got ponies. They probably still use it in that case. Look at the old light switch here. Crazy, folks. That's the sort of history we like to see. Just think at one time this was somebody's house. Now it's obviously used as a wee stable and that. Yeah, that's how we always come to these places with the greatest respects, because obviously there's still private houses that people can sometimes use. It'll be owned by like the local farmer or whatever. Wow, yeah, it's wide open at this side. Insane, folks. Look at this contraption here. Look at that, folks. Wow, that's been a little side kind of room. It's pretty dark in there. Look how many crow sticks has been brought in. That's like crows that do that to make nests. Wow, such an adventure. It's almost like stuff, this is somebody's like kitchen.
Yeah.
The whole contents out of somebody's kitchen, folks. Look at that lampshade.
What do you think's in those tags?
Crazy, folks. What does that say on the bottom? They look made in England. Crazy history. And then watch out the front, folks. We'll peek out. So it's the character of some of these old buildings, folks, that just, it's so cool to come and explore. It's pretty obvious now they seem to be using that for a shed though. But at one time it would have been a wee house, maybe a family house. And whereas now it's doing a purpose. Here, it's like they've made this into a garage at the end at a later time.
Yeah.
Because that's a non-original lintel, I think. Maybe that's how they had all this stuff stored. Could be the local farmer's stuff. But I like imagining a house like this when it was in its prime and the family lived in it that were doing their day's work around here.
McKellar's sausages.
Oh, right. Look at the old lath with the plaster on top of it that you see in a lot of the old houses.
That's what the roofs consisted of, eh?
Yeah. All the plaster was like that on the wooden laths. That's how it falls off like that in big chunks. It's cool to think about this fire and just imagine they were probably at this end of the house cooking their dinner and stuff at one time. And I see there's marks on the wall here like there's been shelves. So I wonder if there's been like a storeroom or a larder. I think this is an original floor, stone floor. Yeah, it'd be some farming contraption. See, another thing, they've covered the windows with carpet, and I think that would have been to keep the heat in if they've got lambs or whatever down the corner here. But see, the structure will be weakened, so it's pretty dangerous coming in because the interior walls are out. Well, it's not pretty dangerous, but it's not as strong as it at one time would have been. But overall, the structure of this house looks cool.
It's weird to me, it's a whole concrete floor except this bit.
Yeah. But that's often how the old houses were. And there would have been actually a wall here where the edge of this concrete is. That would have been a porch. You would have probably come in.
Right, you've got a wall here.
Yeah, and then this would have been maybe like the living room or sitting room.
Yeah.
and then your bedrooms and stuff would have been there, and your kitchen would have been at the far end. So this middle room here was maybe the bedroom, so it had a wooden floor for warmth, potentially. But there must be a loft up there, because I could see that somebody's put like hardboard and stuff. So yeah, who knows, folks. It's always a cool adventure though, just to imagine when there was like a mantelpiece and stuff there. You can just see the last remains of it. Yeah, it's super cool. When we saw this place in the distance, we thought it'd be so cool to come and just see, because some houses you go to, kind of got a lot of nuggets for a different time inside them, and you can often piece together a historical story related to the property. But it's often just spontaneous getting an opportunity to come and find a place like this.
I think they've had a cat or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, crazy old door, folks. Check that out for decay. And look, they've got a box up there for the mail when it came in the letterbox. Old Yale lock. Did you walk around the perimeter of the front?
No.
Look at the old metal, like, thing. The old metal pot. It's insane.
It's like an old school bath you would wash babies in.
Yeah. See that there? That shows this probably was the bedroom with the tiny little fire. And then the main rooms at the end would have had the bigger fires. Yeah, this could be later cement. It's hard to know. Maybe when they made this into a garage, they re-cemented it. Because there has been cement and stuff put in. That's the thing, that could be strong even without the interior walls. Because you don't know, they might have done the beams and stuff. If they've been using it as a shed, they probably ken what they're doing, folks. But yeah, that was a cool adventure. It's cool just often going to a place that you've never been before and just seeing what's left from a time gone by. A bit of farming heritage. And yeah, look, there's the sinks which must have come out of it. It's like a double sink. Yeah, a bit of history there just in the grass. And there's a small sink as well. So that's the kind of history there, folks, that's cool to document. Like, that's the kind of sinks that were in that house. And a lot of sinks in those old houses were like that white stone construction.
Take one of the chimneys
White.
down,
It's no stone, what is it? It's like a enamel stuff. Ceramic, that's the word, folks. Yeah, look, there's been a wee window here at one time. Must have been just next to the fire. The old lintel blocks. It's crazy, like crazy how the erosion just sets in. Yeah, and it's had the wiring. Yeah, it was probably lived in, I think, until like the 50s or the 60s. Maybe even up into the 70s. But it is good, I suppose, for them to have that if they're lambing out in a place like this. Or maybe they even have horses and stuff. And yeah, it's a fine little shed. But I can see the top bit has the peak of the roof's come off. Must have been recently in the storm. And it's actually, the water will be getting in there now. So the roof's looking good just now, but it might not for many more years. And another thing, the middle chimney where the bedroom chimney would be, it's actually fully fallen off. So it probably rolled down the roof at one time. Yeah, it's so cool, folks. I love the way these buildings are constructed with like the red brick. But you can see they've used red brick and stone. So that shows it was probably like a worker's house, which was just getting built for the purpose of giving them somewhere to live. And look, there's the last remains of the whitewash. So this has been a little white house at one time. Probably looking like splendid. A brand new location, and then a few years later, 100 years later, boom. I think with houses like that, they were often built in the early like 1900s. Yeah, it's the true character or something like that. It's so special. And the adventure to come down here as well. Yeah, it's like there's been a separate little room there. Maybe the outhouse. And then it's been like changed at a later time when they've made it a shed. I'm just taking in every detail, folks, before I go. 'Cause it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity sometimes going to an abandoned building. Look at that there, that outside tap. And that would make sense because what we thought was the kitchen is at the other side of there. So they probably just had like the one water feed coming in to the house. And that's maybe also the reason that the outhouse was at this end. You can see how they've used the different bricks up there for the chimney, and I'm thinking that's maybe like heat resistant bricks of some sort. So the chimney lasts a lot longer. Right folks, we'll leave this crazy bit of Scottish history here and we'll be on our way out of here. It was so cool to see that. From a distance you obviously can't tell what condition it's in. But yeah, it's like another bit of history documented. And we'll head back on out here. Back up to the main road. Looks like there's a lot of piles of stuff there, like there's been buildings demolished. That's maybe been a farm and this would have been like the worker's house.
This road comes down and in, so we're here at the house and then there's all the...
Oh aye. Yeah, so there'll be probably current houses and stuff there.
Quite possibly a lot.
Crazy folks, crazy landscapes. Yeah, it's an insane area. Look at the character of that wee abandoned shed there, folks. This could be another little lambing shed that they had potentially. Or it's maybe just a wee stable they had for their horse.
Made with all old doors.
Yeah, maybe this door came out of that house. See that? That's what I was saying about putting bits of the historical puzzle together. Okay, maybe some of these were the doors out of the house and they've used them now for the wall. Because this is actually 3 doors. You see where the lock used to be? Yeah, see, so I think that's what that is. Cool bits of history, folks. Oh, that's a big door. Yeah. Crazy, folks. Anyway, let's head on up this direction. What a wild adventure. It's crazy often when you come to a spot like that because you don't know if anybody's going to be shouting or firing a shotgun at you or something for their farm. So that always makes the adventure real. But to the landowner and stuff, we'll always come with the greatest respects. We're never damaging crops or property or fences even. We're just coming and documenting a bit of history and then we're on our way. And I say it a lot in my videos, but it's true. And it's cool to see some of this little, like, abandoned pieces of Scottish farming heritage. And they're all just hidden in the countryside like this. Again, now the peaks off that roof, the water will get in every year and it'll just keep degrading and degrading. And then one day that'll just be 4 walls with no roof. Yeah, it's cool to see the layout of it and stuff before it gets to that stage. Right folks, we're now pathfinding our way along out of here again. We're going back through this massive quarry mid and it looks like it's been deep as anything at one time and it's years of stuff, old washing machines and stuff even. Probably if you went deep enough there'd be bits of old vintage farm equipment and stuff, which is cool history to think about. Yeah, it's insane. That little house just sits over there. It's probably hard to see on the video now, but yeah, it just looks so epic from a distance. With the red stone, the abandoned look of the decay. It's incredible. And I think all this is kind of like farm debris. Right folks, that's been something different once again on this episode. This crazy adventure into the unknown, abandoned history of Scotland. And yeah, it was crazy. I'm going to end this video here though. Tune in again soon for the next adventure, where I don't even know where we're going, but goodbye for me, goodbye for the channel DJ, and we'll see you very soon folks.